David Bank. I'm editor and CEO of Impact Alpha. We're a media platform around impact investing and sustainable finance. People are getting much more savvy about outcomes versus just outputs. There's a category of folks in finance who've determined that, in fact, many of the sectors, health, education, water, obviously climate and energy, are the growth sectors of the economy. They're not just a domain of philanthropy anymore. They're actually sectors that you can invest in.
There is absolutely a 30, 40, 50-year problem to be solved, but there's also a 10-year problem to be solved.
In many cases, those models may scale better and be able to get access to capital and grow up and have a lot of impact as for-profit companies.
There's a sector that believes if you're doing something for a profit, you're part of the problem, right? As opposed to part of the solution.
I think the notion that profits are bad sort of conflates a bunch of different things. I mean, extractive profits that exploit people are kind of bad, right? But it's the extractive and exploitive part. It's not the profit part. So investors, of course, can take their returns in whatever form they want, and they can take it in impact, they can take it in financial returns. They always say you should outperform on either impact or finances, or both, but you shouldn't underperform on both.
When you look at where the tech world is today, what are the directions that you think that can be most impactful over the next 5 years or even 10 years?
The biggest one is probably inarguably the climate tech and climate deployment. Nobody's covering this like we are. The mainstream pubs have now, of course, dabbled in this, but they don't treat it as a serious endeavor that has debates and developments and new thinking and new examples and new case studies and new data points. And so we treat it really like a beat that we just cover day in and day out, and that gives it a kind of texture and depth that mainstream publications have not yet caught up with.